Okay, the first thing you need to do is head over to epicollect.net and click Create Project. That's just over here at the top. Once you click Create Project, just give it a second to load. There we go. You'll come up with something that looks like this, and you pick a project name. So you can't pick something that's been taken before, just something relatively unique. Include your school name or something. I'm going to call this BioLive Demo 2. I've already used BioLive Demo 1. And I'll click Create. Give it a second to load. And then you can see here we get the project. And so I'm going to create or edit the project form. So just clicking here, this button here. And then it asks me for permissions to associate it with my Google account. So if you're using Google Chrome and you're signed in, it'll use your Google account. You don't have to register or anything like that. Now I'm in the form builder or the form creator, and I've got different elements I can add, form elements. A text input field, a long text field. I'm just going to use the text input ones. It's the only ones I really use. So you drag that over, and then you can give it a label. So I'm going to call that one distance from the high tide. And the ID, I'll just call it distance. So you can't put any spaces in the ID. That's basically a field on the mobile phones for students, something where they're going to have to enter something. I'm going to make that a required field by checking that box, and a numeric field. So that means they'll have to enter something there, and it has to be a number. So the next one, I'm going to put something like this, make this Neptune's necklace. Just typing that in. And again, ID, I just use the same thing in the ID. The only difference here is that the label is what students will see. So they'll see Neptune's necklace and it'll ask them to enter a value. The ID is what shows up in the spreadsheet on your end. So easy just to make them the same thing. So I make that one a numeric value. They have to enter a number, although it's not required field. So if there's none of it, they can just leave it empty. Next one, let's add one more. Let's make this, periwinkles. Let's call that one periwinkles. And ID, again, I just use the same thing, periwinkles. So on the spreadsheet, makes life easy. Make it a numeric, so they can only enter a number, no words or anything, and click Done there. And so when we're finished, we click down here, Finish, Save Form. Oops, I didn't like the fact that I put an apostrophe in Neptune's necklace, so only letters or numbers or spaces, and the IDs can't have any spaces either. So there we go, it's gone through. So let's go over to the mobile. On the mobile, you install the app, Epicollect. Menu, load project, type in the name of the project and click OK. And there we go, success, the project is loaded. And you'll see the name of the project in the middle of the screen there. But if we click New Entry, first thing we can do is we can assign the GPS location, so where we're sampling. I can't do that here because I can't get a GPS fix, I'm inside. 2, we can tap to add a photo. So we click on that, we click Capture Photo, so that will we can use the mobile camera to take a photo, and you take a little check here when you're happy with it. And then number 3, enter form data. So here they have to enter the distance, a number for periwinkles, number for Neptune's necklace. And then lastly 4, tap to store entry. So they click on that and then list or sync. And then at the top, tap to synchronize entries, and then it gets uploaded. So they can do that at the end. They can, click OK. They can sync them all at the end. If we go back to the website now, though, and you can see the URL here, it's got the project name in it, so you can use that URL, the project name, and then you can browse the project data, and students can access it using that URL as well. So here's 4 sort of bogus entries I put in, and that's the one one I did earlier. And you can see there's a picture of it, and you can download that as a spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet will give you basically, a spreadsheet of what was collected, the number of everything that was collected at each distance. And so it's a really easy way to collate your class data. If you go back to the project homepage, you can also view all the entries on a map. Now, I only managed to get a GPS sync or connection with one of my entries because I'm inside. So you can see here, this is me in my living room where I found some Neptune's necklace somehow. So this would actually display each of the sample sites, and you can click on any one of the, if they did assign a GPS coordinate, it'll display them on the map, and you can click on any one and it'll show you a picture if they added a picture, and the numbers of each species at that location. So really neat little tool. So yeah, great for sampling, for biological sampling. Only thing is it doesn't work on the latest iPhones. Sometimes it is a little bit temperamental, it does crash occasionally. Get students to try it out. If you get a few students in your class who do get it working, put one of those in each group and you can use it to collect your data. So yeah, great.